Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Rescue government to corrupt. Joseph Boakai is too corrupt. I will talk it, I will.
Hello, and welcome to Primetime Conversation. This is Dr. Pearson, and it's a pleasure being on your television this afternoon, on your radio. If you're viewing by means of social media, on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook, different links and channels, I want to say welcome to Primetime Conversation. And I'm Dr. Clarence Pearson, and we are broadcasting also by way of Kia Radio 95.9. I want to say if you're in Radio Land and you're getting us live and loud and clear in Liberia, I want to say thank you and welcome to the show. Tonight we are expected to cover a couple of major trending topics, and we encourage you to be there and join us. And we look forward to a healthy night tonight. So somebody will be asking, but what is on the menu tonight? What is on the topic tonight for discussion? There are a few things on the topic tonight on the menu tonight for discussion, and those things include, and I'll just list a few. I want to briefly talk about the LACC has given a green light to the Alternative National Congress that they will be reviewing the issue that has to do with the FOIA project, and to see if we can look into that and see if there's anything worth looking into. And if there's anything worth looking into there, they will be looking into it. And then telling Liberian people what happened to that project. If the Liberian people have any money in that project, what's happening with the money, right? Where did the money come from? Who put the money there? And we're going to go beyond that and go deeper into the issues and find out like there's had to be some accountability for the Liberian people money. Another thing we want to be looking at quickly, if you dare share this show, we'll be looking at also tonight, having a conversation around Bishop Elijah, right? The guy from Nigeria. he made some predictions, not some predictions, just some comments about Liberia and where Liberia is going to. We'll talk a little bit about that. You know, usually on the Primetime Conversation, we bring our audience those happenings, and then we put a spin to it, trying to give an in-depth analysis to the conversation that you wouldn't hear anywhere else other than on Primetime Conversation. And again, we'll talk about briefly President Boubacar fires Cheikh Kouyaté, right? We want to look at that. What can we learn from that as Liberians, especially political leaders who wants to be part of what they call inclusive of governance in Liberia? And what are the stakes to be concerned about? We'll look at that. And then we'll try to address it so that people understand. If you want to get into politics, you gotta understand the politics. You can't just go into the politics and just be a mumu in the process, right? So if you want to get into politics and you want to get into what they call inclusive governance and other kind of thing, how do you get into that? You want to get there carefully. You want to be careful. All right. Yeah, you want to be careful how you get into the kind of conversation. All right. And then we want to move into additional conversation around the issue that had to do with the drug the drug burst at the RIA. We'll talk about that tonight. We'll also talk about Darius DeLon. He said, if you come to my gate in the morning, you take out your phone. He said, send it out to your gate. He said, well, you'll be there answering that gate. We'll talk a little bit about that. You know, when the people vote you into office, their expectations. The expectations usually is based on what you made them comfortable about and what you made them comfortable with. And at the end of the day, how you treat that expectations matters. So we'll be looking into that. And then we're going to talk about, again, the Guinea and Liberia border. When the Guineans stay there, if the Guineans are still there, why is the government of Liberia silent about that, right? And then we'll look at a little brouhaha, a little shake up in the national legislature with the Senate. Not talking about Melvin Cohen, but the Senate, where the whole thing about the Liberia traffic management whole noise that came about at the Senate, and the complaints and the what you call blame shifting that we saw happening there, just to bring it up to speed. So yeah, those will be some talking points. And when we come back, right after we come back, we'll be going straight into those topics. Sarah, we cannot bring our news update. I do not see Lovetta here tonight, so we'll not be able to bring you our news update. But rest assured, we are here to give you a detailed discussion about what's going on in our country, and we'll be right back after this this brief break.
Welcome to all of you. It's good to meet, young Liberians. You all represent the future of our country. We came here to attend the Africa CEO Forum. So it's a forum of many CEOs from around the continent. I'm glad that all of you are in school. Some of you are finishing. We want to create the right environment in Liberia so that, one, we can improve our schools. So you don't necessarily have to leave to come to school. It's not a bad thing to come to another country to go to school. It's a good thing. But I wish we had the quality of institutions that they have here so that you don't have to do that. And most importantly, I wish the economy in Liberia was doing well, so you have jobs to go to.
And some of them they feel afraid. When they make you president, the usual thing will not be done. Yeah, the usual thing will not be done. The referral thing will be done always. So they feel like if we make Mr. Kumi president, our hand will be out of the, like the cookie jar. Will not be able to export the Liberia, will not be able to export our resources. Liberia rich. When it comes to resources, if you just take the resources that are in Liberia and bring it to this country, Mr. Kumi, the country will be far ahead of other European countries. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, we have to use the resources that can be able to build our country. But our people sometimes he makes music, he just makes money shit for that family, and then they just reach that and then they just sit down. Some now would youth a Bible or some now there's some that can't wanna say, well, why Liberia can be like this country? Why?
These people consist of students and professionals. Where I attended the Diaspora Return Conference in Liberia, I had the opportunity to have met you.
Mhm.
You took me as a child, as a son, and I want to appreciate you for the care. Also, during our communication, our conversation, you did promise the Liberian community of Rwanda financial support for our sports tournament, and you did fulfill your promise. I'd like to appreciate you. When we took power as a leadership, we promised the community that we not the community do sports activities. So now, as we speak, we have almost 6 to 7 chapters within the Liberian community in Rwanda, and our chapter autonomy is ongoing currently through your financial help. We want to appreciate you. And come Sunday will be our final games. So we appreciate you, and we hope the relationship continue. So thank you very much, and let God keep blessing you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and let God keep blessing you. I want to say thank you again and welcome to Primetime Conversation, a regular broadcast every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. and in Liberia at 7 p.m. We also broadcast simultaneously on Kia Radio 95.9 in Liberia, West Africa. Kia Radio just informed us that they are trying to switch power. Once they're done switching the power, they will join us. And when they join us, people in Liberia who listening by way of the radio will be able to get us. Until then, we'll continue our conversation outside, all right, of the radio. So, but again, let us go into some of the conversations that are important to the Liberian people, right? Developing issues. So one of the developing issues today that is hot on the conversation tonight is the one that has to do with drugs. So let me give you a little background. So on Monday, June the 8th, at the Rabas International Airport, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency was able to intercept, at least according to the officer in charge of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, they were able to track down and seize 198 compressed plates of cocaine. And who is the OIC? Fitzgerald Biago. He is the OIC at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. So they were able to have track down 198 compressed plates of cocaine. So what is 198 compressed plates of cocaine? So it is the cocaine powder that you know how when in Liberia, when we can go to Liberia and come about bring kaya, where you beat the farina and you compress it and you squeeze it together, and then you make it like a little cake, a little parcel, like small little boxes of cakes, and then you bring it when you come in on the plane. The same thing. So the guys then when they beat, I see myself looking at this, they beat the cocaine into a place like this, something like this, making it flat. All right. 198 compressed, what they call compressed pieces of plates of cocaine. Now, the total weight of the cocaine that was seized at the Rabas International Airport weighed a total of 237.6 kilograms. So if you put that in money value, the money value of that level of cocaine that was arrested at the Rabas International Airport was around 19 million United States dollars, 19.2 million United States dollars. Now, what are we having this conversation? We're having this conversation because we understand that drug is an important issue in our country. A lot of our young people are being devastated by drugs. A lot of them are being hurt and losing their productivity and their viability as young people in our society. And not only that, but when you having the issue of drugs in the sub-region becoming a major problem within West Africa, where when they say trafficking, West Africa has become a hub, a transport link for major drug cartels globally to transport drugs. And unfortunately, Liberia has been under pressure to be one of those areas that folks try to use. All right. Somebody asked me to say, but in Liberian dollars, talk to us in Liberia. In Liberian dollars, how much is $19.2 million worth of drug? In Liberia will be around 3.6 billion Liberian dollars. 3.6 billion Liberian dollars. So that's the amount of money put to this whole drug that was seized at the Roberts International Airport. So again, 198 compressed plates. Like I said, when I say compressed plate, they beat it down in the it's a dust. So they beat it down like my phone looking at, but take a little bit thicker than my phone, but beat it like that to put more together in one little package. 198 pieces of that packages, and the total weight of that drug is 237.6 kilograms, and the total value in US dollars is $19.2 million. In Liberian dollars is 3.6 billion Liberian dollars. Now, well, why is this a major conversation in Liberia? And for us to start that conversation, why is it a major conversation in Liberia? Besides that, our young people getting hurt by this whole drug issue, and besides the fact that West Africa is becoming a hub for distributing drugs, for people to transfer their drugs to other countries. For instance, this drug we are talking about, according to the LDA, through a press conference with the Ministry of Information, they catch the drug based on tip they received. Not that the drug was coming into the country, the drug was leaving the country. So which means it's possible there's a stockpile of drugs in Liberia, stockpiles of drugs in Liberia, and those stockpiles of drugs in Liberia, they are being used to transport them into other places in the world. And this other one was going on Brussels Airlines. They were trying to get it on Brussels Airlines. So Brussels Airlines goes to Brussels, which is a European distribution. But here's the thing. So why is it that it is a good thing to clap for the Liberian government and to clap for LDA for ensuring that whoever tipped them off, whatever Interpol or intercontinental drug, tip off and say, listen, something will be passing through your border today, blah blah blah. You go to the airport and see they can and arrest it, and the drug was arrested. But what is causing it to become a talking point in Liberia today is this issue of silence. So the drug has not got a face to it yet. I will play this video. And you'll hear Mema Briggs in the House of Representatives making this argument. Now we'll continue from there. And if you're viewing us from the diaspora, want to say yes, you are welcome. Share the show. Share this show as much as you can. If you're viewing us from the diaspora, if you're in Liberia and you're viewing, please share this show. So a quantity of drug, 198 compressed plates of drugs, costing weighing at least 237 kilograms, value around $19 million US dollars. In Liberian dollars, 3 billion Liberian dollars value, is caught at the RIA. So why is it now an issue? Let's hear Mema Briggs, and I'll be right back.
Thank us very well. This issue is very important to my colleagues. A few months back, I can say almost a year, a female was arrested with drugs, and the picture ran away from the airport was being printed everywhere, and the knee was flared up. Today, we have a consignment of drugs. Let me give you a picture of the scenario. I was at the airport on Monday. This drugs that we're talking about here is not that it was coming in the country. It was in the country, it was being cargo to ship on Brussels. This is the picture. The drugs were here and they are made with cargo to go on Brussels to leave the country. So we even got hospital. Stay here. Then the DA come to us. It's almost more than 72 hours. The person that carried the drug, they arrested the person right there. And they gave them the link of the people that brought it and the people at the place they sending it. And they come and tell us they still investigating. They can't leave the person. That is deceptive to the Liberian people. We can't consider it. Disciplinary. Mothers are crying every day because they cannot get nothing out of their children. The Brussels Air, the airport authority, the joint security that raided this particular thing, They must be made to sit here to us and tell us who are the big hands again that behind the thing that they concealing it from the Liberian people. The fact that drugs is not selective. It must be done across everybody.
So the fight against drugs is not a selective fight. That's Representative Mema Briggs from District Number 6 making that argument. But again, let us lay some foundation here, right? So the issue about fighting drug is delicate. Delicate means is a little bit very tricky. You have to be very careful when you are fighting drug, because when people are moving huge quantity of drugs like this that is worth around $19 million, it tells you that's not small hand behind it, right? When somebody moving drug that this much quantity, 237 kilograms, all right, it's not small hand behind it. If somebody is brave to want to push that drug, not through borders that is not properly manned, which means people not actually manning the border, you know, but to put it on an airplane, an international flight that is going to Europe, countries that take the fight against drugs seriously, that have even better equipment than Liberia to track down drug. For you to be brave to transport drug to that kind of, at that level, it means to say you're depending on something. So what Mema Briggs is asking here is that, now I understand this thing we're trying to fight drug. Our children are dying from this drug. It's a major issue. And we have had instances before where people who are caught with issue of drugs and things, they are placed on social media with camera. In fact, when you're going to such people home, you carry camera, your videotape and things like that. Then why I say this one, we have not seen any face behind this whole drug that have been caught at our. Then the issue of transparency comes in. Trust, public trust becomes an issue. Now, but what did the DEA boss say concerning this thing? He said the reason why they have not yet disclosed to the Liberian people the initial 6 people that they said they apprehended about these drugs, the first 6 people, the reason why they have not called their names yet is because they want to protect the integrity and the confidentiality of the investigation. What does that mean in criminal justice thing, right? So when you say you want to protect the integrity of the investigation, I mean to say, so you want to withhold the names of those you caught so that the people who they're working for will not know exactly who you got, who you apprehended, so they are not able to tie the loose end quickly. So take for instance, what do you mean when you say tie loose end? So for instance, if they know who the NDA hand currently, a few things could happen. One, they could go ahead, maybe silence them. Other big cartels can do that. I would say that this not be a small cartel. You can either kill them, unlive them, because on platform I gotta be careful what kind of word I use. You can probably unlive them, which means you may take their life to silence them. You may silence them. Another thing you could do is that you could cut ties to them. Any kind of connection that will link you to them. You may start weapon evidence and clearing any path that will lead them back to you. So one of the reasons why they will say I will protect the integrity of the investigation. Another reason why they could do it is that when the drug kingpins, the big people who got the drug and who are the big hands behind this, know who is in charge of these things and who they have, right? Because they may have several other people. Another thing that they could do is that they could begin to press button in the country to make sure that those individuals are actually smuggled out of the country, or they are kept from going through the legal process and getting caught so that the situation do not go back to them, right? But when it comes to confidentiality also, it means to say that it could also mean that there are other big hands who these people may actually be linking the whole thing to, that you don't want them to be exposed easily, because exposing them may maybe tip off other big hands that are involved in them. They may start running away. They may leave the country or stuff like that and start to hide themselves so that you cannot access them, you cannot get to them, right? So they want to leave you, from the investigator standpoint, they want to leave you guessing. I wonder who they got or who they catch. But again, the counter argument to that is this: as small as a country Liberia is very small, right? And things that have to do with deep-seated group like drug cartel dealing with kind of huge quantity, they will not deal with too many people, because the bigger the group, the more vulnerable the big hands in the business will be. So they want to keep it to fewer people possible. Maybe fewer people in the community level, the small hands that they can throw to the dogs. Anytime I say throw to the dogs, it means when they catch you, you are not valuable. Oh, just cut the rope. You know what happened to you? We don't want to know, right? But you guys are sworn to secrecy. There's certain things you can say. You can disclose certain information. If you disclose certain information, your family member will be at risk. Your children, your wife, or whoever attached to you will be at risk. So you under threat. Like if you talk anything, you use all the talk, they come after your family member, relative, and loved ones. So they use that to keep you quiet. So they can cut you loose. You bear the consequences of being caught. It's on you, right? And they are free. So you are less important than them. They can cut you anytime. They can cut you loose anytime. But at the same time, besides those small handful of people, maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 people in the supply chain, you can also have in the country the middle managers guys, meaning they are not small, they are not too big, right? They are the ones who stand between the bigger guys, maybe in government, in legislature, or maybe in the judicial branch. They are not lawyers, they are not judges, they are not justices, they are not ministers, they are not directors, they are not assistant ministers, but they are between the lower level men and the high level men. Those other go between people are also very important set of people. But the big cartel that will be able to push the amount of drug, the $19 million worth of drug, or 237 kilograms of drug, brave enough to put on Brussels Airlines, try to put on Brussels Airlines, that no middlemen are sitting in a situation where they are important, but not as important as the upper guys. The upper guys are the ones who don't want to be heard about, they don't want to be seen, but they are able to make things disappear. They are able to clean the background, clean anything off the record, if it comes to that. As long as they are safe in the process of doing it, clean it off the record, right? And then you have the upper level guys. And the upper level guys now could be people in Liberia National Police, people, I mean, just said people in the joint security, so it could be any part of the joint security. It could be National Police, LDA, it could be immigration, it could be NSA, wherever you want to place. But they are at the top, way at the top. They are at the top. Big hands, the one that can just tell phone there and say, look, let that drug go, and it goes. That other pastor that coming down there, nobody should check it. Nobody check it. They get people like that, and sometimes they can go as far as the presidency. And don't argue with me. They can go as far as the presidency. You see President Donald Trump then on record of seasoned foreign presidents who they say are supporters of the drug cartel, which meaning they open their country and allow the drug cartel to function freely, and then they close the eyes of the judiciary, they close the eyes of the executive, which is the law enforcement, they close the eyes of LDA, and they allow the drug cartel to function freely, and they can go as far as the presidency. You remember the president of one of the foreign presidents was just captured from Venezuela. Maduro was just captured by Donald Trump and brought to America, so they're carrying for trial because they believe he's behind the cartel. He don't want supporting the cartels in Venezuela. So they have things like that. Well, that may be political, or other people argue that, but I mean, things like that do happen. So that's the reason why it is true that when you try to expose the names of those you caught in some drug instances, yes, remember Brice, they caught a woman and quick, they show on video, what they call Bucket Raw. They carry camera in Bucket Raw, bedroom, live or a bear, mattress, or in the bathroom, they say the phone drawing, they went to a picture. And other people that you've been seeing, soon as they cash in, you can see camera on you. And you can see camera on you on social media. Take your picture where you draw everything in front of your hand, all that kind of thing like that. So, remember Breeze arguing now why I said the other case here is different. So, the DA officer, or the OIC officers in charge, Fitzgerald, Balgo say, you know what happened? We want to go through this because of the integrity and the confidentiality of the investigation. Now, let me say something again. The integrity and the confidentiality of the investigation, like I just talked about, you want the big hands in the whole drug business to be tipped off. So you want to keep the names of the people that you're using on the ground. You want to be confusion. You want to know who exactly you got. until you can get all the information you want to get from them, or you can get to the different links and get to them before they can get to know. But again, here is the other side of the argument that Mema is making. You know, that's why public education is important. Public education is important because if you want the public to trust you, you gotta be able to communicate clearly. Look, the DA SOP means standard operating procedure. Our SOP is not always to show off people who we catch doing drugs. Sometimes we may show them off, sometimes we may not show them off. Communicate that to the public. Let it be a public information that the public is aware about. So that the day happening now is not secret. But the way the DA been doing it here now, when they catch anybody small Liberian who get drunk, boom, they put it on social media, on video, on YouTube, on Facebook, right? They put it on their Facebook page. Everything LMP put on their Facebook page. Azede Marshall put on their Facebook page. Everybody, but when it comes to big hands, then everything go in coma. Then nobody explaining why it is happening. That is a problem. Now, why is it a problem? Because Liberia does have a history of people covering up drug cartels. Liberia does have a history of people covering up drug issues. You know, and there are instances where major drug issue goes to court and walk free. People just walk away. No conviction. No conviction. People just walk free. Whether it has to do with foreigners or whether it has to do with big person, government child, yes, they walk free. Why the poor man's son to be saying that in jail because his son was found with small drug, the government official on the child will be saying that who relaxing instead doing drug or selling drug. And there are no small allegations in Liberia when it comes to people who have been arrested for major drug issues that are in picture with President Joseph Boakai. In picture with President Joseph Boakai. Now, I'm not saying President Boakai know them and intentionally decided to work with them and promote them, but the fact that during campaign time, there are pictures of these hardcore drug traffickers or criminals that took pictures of President Boakai during campaign time, and the pictures are all over the social media. And now now you grab another group of 6 people who are linked to drug, and you don't want to call the name. Like the man Bree said, 72 hours pass and you can call the name. Then people start raising eyebrows. Who are the middlemen? Who are on top of the chain in Liberia that you don't want to call the name so we can know today? It's a problem. Let me bring Mama Breeze on again before I go to my next topic for tonight. You are listening to Primetime Conversation, and we are discussing the drug that was captured, or the drug bust that happened at the RIA on the 8th of June 2026, and the RIA management said that the drug was bound for as cargo bound for Brussels Airlines. The plane called Brussels Airlines was going to Europe. All right, and then it was intercepted by LDA, and LDA is yet to tell us who are the men that were carrying the drug that they apprehended, and they said they're keeping the names for investigation, integrity, and confidentiality. Understood, it does happen in criminal justice, but it got to be properly communicated. If it is not properly communicated, then people hold you suspect, because there are so many instances where major drug issues in Liberia have gone under the carpet. And so, yes, it is indeed true that in major big drug burst, people are careful not to spill the names of individuals who can start covering up their tracks. But at the same time, Liberia is not a complex country to say, Liberia is big as the United States, 300 million plus people. So, the drug law will not know which one of the cartel member. But tell me, in Liberia, the minute LDA grabbed that drug, the owners of those drugs knew exactly who they grabbed. They knew exactly who they grabbed, because there will not be too many people in Liberia that they will be using. There will be few people that they will be using. The minute you grab that drug, the people who got that drug, the mean hands who got that drug, whether they're in Liberia or outside Liberia, who are in Europe or other places in the world, America or Ghana or Sierra Leone or Ivory Coast, wherever they're in Guinea, wherever they are, that network, they know exactly who they grab, because Liberia is a small cartel. It's a small space. It's a small space. Small space. Not much can be hidden there. So that whole thing about they want to do integrity, it's true it can happen, but it's suspect. Because at the end of the day, we are concerned. Are we trying to cover the face of the person behind this drug or the big hands behind the drug? Are we trying to hide it so that when the name at this goes viral or comes on air, that you think there will be reprisal, there will be rejection of those people who want to hurt their families? Now, cocaine is not the kind of cheap drug that ordinary Liberians can afford. In fact, that's why you see it going out of Liberia. That's why you see it going. If Liberia had a kind of market for big drug like cocaine, they won't be leaving Liberia. It will be right in Liberia and be distributed. Liberia does not have the kind of market for that kind of drug that big people can use the kind of drug. People who got money. That's why you see the value of the drug for 198 cake of it. 8 bricks, 8 plates, cake of it. You know the cake, the small basket, 198 of it. 198 pieces of it. Costing over $19 million. Probably take $19 million for a more ordinary Liberians to pay for that kind of drug. No, that big hands behind this thing. Let your man breathe and move on to the next
one. Very well. This issue is very important for my colleagues. A few months back, I can say almost a year, a female was arrested with drugs, and the picture ran away from the airport was being printed everywhere, and the knee was flared up. Today, we have a consignment of drugs. Let me give you a picture of this scenario. I was at the airport on Monday. These drugs that we're talking about here is not that it was coming in the country. It was in the country, it was being cargo to ship on Brussels. This is the picture. The drugs were here and they are made with cargo to go on Brussels to leave the country. So if we even got us 4, stay here. Then the DA come to us. It's almost more than 72 hours. The person that carried the drugs, they arrested the person right there. And they gave them the link of the people that brought it and the people at the place they selling it. And they come and tell us they still investigating. They can't leave the person. That is deceptive to the Liberian people. We can't consider it. Disciplinary. Mothers are crying every day because they cannot get nothing out of their children. The Brussels Air, the airport authority, the joint security that raided this particular thing, they must be made to sit here to us and tell us who are the beings again that beyond the thing that they're concealing it from the Liberian people. The fact that trust is not selective. It must be done across everybody.
Yeah. So imagine that she said, if they have warehouse, if there's a warehouse or there's a house where they got drugs being kept and they're distributing across the world from Liberia, up to now, DA, even the DA were to go and raid that house, everybody would know. But the fact that they are quiet and we see no action, then it's suspect. But again, as I said, it is also true that in real drug enforcement exercise, yes, you can withhold names because you don't want to tip off the cartel, the big people. But Liberia is so small, I can tell you for a fact, all those involved in that drug, they know who all have been caught by the LDA because they have access to all of them and they know who they are. And by the time you say, oh, they grab the drug that were going through RIA today that were trying to ship, they already know all the people. So you're hiding nothing for nothing. It either be big hands inside that you don't want us to know that why you're hiding it. Now move on to the next topic. The whole noise about the Bishop Elijah in Nigeria, where they say Liberian government wrote the Nigerian embassy over the time. Let me just tell you a little bit about this and let her lay it to rest, right? From the primetime conversation, LRB Future TV perspective. Now listen, we say we are a Christian nation. We say we are built on Christian principles. We say we fear God. The ruling party chairman is a reverend. The president is a deacon. The president goes to church every other day. You see on social media, they say on the executive mansion website, the president having prayer. President come from out of town, they say out of the country on foreign visit, they say the president went for Thanksgiving prayer. So the president left God business, left praying business, and that's what they're trying to show us. Church, anyway, you think like brother got church there, church here, church there. Somebody in Nigeria say they prophesy about Liberia and they prophesy back. Let me lead that. They make it and say, oh, the president is confused. Maybe he's talking prophetically or he's talking from his own observation. The president is confused. And that's the reason why the economy of the country is confused. He got other things to say about the country that if he's speaking from the perspective of a clergyman. Oh, politicians getting vexed, government officials and taking to social media, causing hope, causing the pastors, calling fake men of God, false prophet, and blah, 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 going to look for all kind of video then that will say the man prophesied before, the prophecy did not happen, blah, blah, blah. Let me clarify a few things here. Yeah? Prophecy, whether it is a good prophecy, and when I say good prophecy, whether it's telling you say you'll be rich tomorrow, or it's telling you say you will die tomorrow, whether the prophecy is a good news or a bad news, or what I'm trying to say, it doesn't mean to say prophecy is a bad thing. Prophecy is not a bad thing. When prophecy comes to you in a bad news, it is because maybe God wants to bring it to your attention and say, look, this thing happening, I want to bring it to your attention. You got to fix it. You fix it, this will happen to you. If you fix it, the thing I say will happen to you will not happen to you. So prophecies are usually conditional. If prophecy was coming and prophecy was not conditional, then it means to say, now, we mean God already finished deciding that he come and do it to you. Then when he come and tell you for to say, hey, no, go pray about it. So if we believe we are a Christian nation, somebody prophesy about our country, rather than going to go curse people and go make out of them, why can't we pray about it? If you feel that the person is not a correct pastor, is not a correct bishop, is not a correct prophet, why the government will go waste the time behind the person trying to clarify, trying to run another government? You can just don't pay attention to that thing. Don't pay attention to that thing. You know why you bother about it, right? The man said, oh, in fact, the President Bwaka and Jeremiah Kun were getting into a confusion. Jeremiah Kun and President Bwaka were getting into confusion. Jeremiah Kun and President Bwaka who were working together, they didn't know each other good enough to know whether they trust each other. That's somebody who can't tell you, President Bwaka and Jeremiah Kun and Yesaya will make plan, you first, Jeremiah Kun will overthrow you. Then if you start getting vexed, and then which means you believe in it. Then you believe in it. But if Jeremiah Kun know he respect President Bwaka, he got no intention to overthrow President Bwaka. President Bwaka know he trusts Jeremiah Kun, Vice President Jeremiah Kun, and he believes Jeremiah Kun, Vice President Jeremiah Kun got no bad intention for him. What did not say about? Let them enter a false prophecy and you move on yourself, your country. You people are elected to serve the country, to move the country forward, to improve the lives of the Liberian people. Once the life of the Liberian people is improving, who gets time about false prophecy? Who gets time about false prophecy? Right? Now let me say another thing here. So if you call yourself, we call ourselves Christian nation, somebody false prophet prophesy, we will get a true prophet. Why the Liberian Council of Church can go call prayer and pray against a false prophet? Why are you going red Nigerian government? Yeah, the pastor in that bureau. President Bwaka got his own pastor church. For Baptist church pastor. He's a presidential advisor, religious advisor. Why he can call fast and pray in his church? Fast and pray in his church to pray for Liberia. If you see there's a bad prophecy about President Bwaka. Or somebody seeing something that negative coming against President Bwaka and how to do a religious a person. Why can't he call prayer? Why can't he pray for the president? Ain't nobody taking pay for to advise the president on religious matter? Or President Bwaka call fast and prayer. Every time leaders in the Bible have bad prophecy about their life, whether they're Hezekiah or other men of God, bad prophecy, they call a fast and they pray about it. And when God was pleased about what happened, the prophecy was changed. If the kings got hard-headed and did not change, then the negative prophecy happened in their lives. Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. God sent messenger to them to tell them, say, this thing coming happen, either you change your ways or you're going to get punished. They said they were not changing their way. They decided to go behind the injured to go and do what they want to do to the injured. So when they say they want even have the injured, they want to have sexual relation with the injured. Because the injured were men and they were involving homosexuality. Right? So Lord tried to appeal to them and say, oh, if you move for your then let's let me get my daughters. They will not pay attention, they will not listen. So God said, Lord, do not pack your team, move from here. Let me destroy the people. And Lord destroy the people. Because why they heard the prophecy were bad news, but for them, because the prophecy were bad news, they didn't believe it. They rather punish God against the people who brought the prophecy. Jeremiah and the children of Israel. Jeremiah go tell the children of Israel, say, look, I'm having prophecy from God that God is saying you guys are going to be taken from the country and y'all be carried to exile. The temple will be destroyed. All the walls will be broken down. Women and the babies will be destroyed. They will be beaten. Babies will be killed. Oh, they said Jeremiah prophesying too many bad things. The causing the poor won't be well. Jeremiah in the way he got there, God said, God, if I will not talk no more, God said, like your business. But then Jeremiah come and said, God, you're worrying my boy, fire. I can't keep it no more. I will still talk. They take out Jeremiah from the well, Jeremiah still talk. Other prophets in Jeremiah say, my man, stop it here. You're trying to spy what eating. You're trying to spy what chopping. We're trying to be in good redemption with the king so we can get out our chopping. You hear talking what they were bad news. Jeremiah said, I don't want to hear you saying you ain't want to tell the king the good news when the people come for us. For y'all, some of y'all who call yourself prophet, they will put a yoke on your neck, they will carry you in exile. And for sure, when it came to pass, when they call bad prophecy that in 1 year, when they started to get fulfilled, now they all went to exile. Then they went and said, by the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, there we wept, when we remember Zion. And y'all know that song? They say, how can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? No, but no, when God was trying to warn you, you pay attention. You did not pay attention. You got that with Jeremiah, and you caused Jeremiah, the false prophets, who y'all talk to be the real prophet then, what telling king, don't mind me to the other you're going exile. What they should have done, they're seeing the people there in Nineveh. When God saw that Nineveh had issue, and he said Nineveh has issue, Jonah, go tell them to repent or I will destroy them. Jonah did not want to go to tell Nineveh to repent. You know why Jonah did not want to go tell Nineveh? Because the people of Nineveh were very wicked to the children of Israel. The people of Nineveh was so wicked to the children of Israel to the point where when Jonah heard from God that God had planned to destroy them, Jonah was happy. He said, yeah, good thing God going to destroy them. Jonah got on ship, he won't run away, so he can go tell and say that God coming to punish her. He won't get in the bad prophecy because he believed in his heart that maybe if he get in the bad prophecy, when the people change their mind, then God will forgive them. So in other words, Jonah knew that even bad prophecy, when bad prophecy come, when the people who the bad prophecy come to, when they change their ways, God can forgive them. So Jonah didn't want to go get in the prophecy. God had to make fish to swallow him and carry him to Nineveh. Jonah was so vexed when Nineveh, he didn't even do the prophecy good. He just passed through the city, quick. Repent, or God will destroy you. He ran away. Repent, or God will destroy you. He ran away. He won't for another year good. But the Bible said when the people of Nineveh heard the prophecy, the king honored them directly. He said, oh, y'all go, y'all wear your sackcloth and y'all gain arches and y'all go pray so God can forgive us. Then Jonah went outside the city while he sat down, he breaking, he looking. He said, let me see now. God come in destroy me because the way I get a message, maybe they didn't even hear me good. But the people heard him, the people changed. When he low for a couple of days, nothing happened. God verse 3, he said, God, there will go. God said, look at him and say, God said, what are you getting verse for? These people are my people as well. They may be considered bad people or hitting or whatever cases, but they are also my people. If I tell them say that they are sinning and I'm going to punish them if they repent, I will forgive them. And God forgive them. And Jonah won't get a verse. So the same thing happened in Liberia. Listen, prophecy, whether good or bad, it left with how you respond to it. And that's what I'm saying to the Liberian people. Stop cursing men of God. And I moved to our next point where the Bible says, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. Now, you may consider somebody false prophet because you see the person prophesied, false prophecy last time, the person did false prophecy the other day. By the time you finish, say, okay, I'm going to curse them because the other prophecy is lie. What if the person repented yesterday? What if God forget the person yesterday and today the person was good and the person was being used by God? You're in trouble. You're in serious trouble. You're not God to know people's heart. You can know me today, you don't know me tomorrow. You can know me 2 years back, you don't know me today. Saul was prosecuting the church yesterday. They seen Saul prosecuting the church. God caught him on the way to Damascus. He got changed. He went into Antioch. The Paul started chasing the church, the Christian. Everybody afraid and they started chasing and won't kill him. Paul had to jump through the window and run away. But at the end of the day, Paul became the most prolific writer of the gospel, the different epistles in the Bible. He wrote most of the books in the Bible. They seen Saul that turned Paul. So don't take that risk. Leave judgment to God. If you hear prophecy, what I go about, your best approach is to pray about it and leave it. And let God deal with the rest. All right, I will take a little short break and I'll be right back. Welcome to all of you.
It's good to meet, young Liberians. You all represent the future of our country. We came here to attend the Africa CEO Forum. So it's a forum of many CEOs from around the continent. I'm glad that all of you are in school. Some of you are finishing. We want to create the right environment in Liberia so that, one, we can improve our schools so you don't necessarily have to leave to come to school. It's not a bad thing to come to another country to go to school. It's a good thing. But I wish we had the quality of institutions that they have here so that you don't have to do that. And most importantly, I wish the economy in Liberia was doing well so you have jobs to go to.
And some of them they feel afraid. When they make you president, the usual thing will not be done. Yeah, the usual thing will not be done. The referral thing will be done always. So they feel like if we make Mr. Kumi president, our hand will be out of the, like the cookie jar. Will not be able to export the Liberia, will not be able to export our resources. Liberia is rich when it comes to resources. If you just take the resources that are in Liberia and bring it to this country, Mr. Kumi, the country will be far ahead of other European countries. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, we have to use the resources that can be able to build our country. But our people sometimes they just misuse it, just mismanage it for their family, and then they just reach a certain, and then they just sit down. Sometimes we use a baffles or sometimes there's some that can't even say, well, why Liberia can be like this country? Why?
These people consist of students and professionals. Where I attended a diaspora return conference in Liberia, I had the opportunity to have met you.
Mm-hmm.
You took me as a child, as a son, and I want to appreciate you for the care. Also, during our communication, our conversation, you did promise the Liberian community Rwanda financial support for our sports tournament, and you did fulfill your promise. I'd like to appreciate you. When we took power as a leadership, we promised the community that we will not the community do sports activities. So now, as we speak, we have almost 6 to 7 chapters within the Liberian community in Rwanda, and our chapter tournament is ongoing currently through your financial help. We want to appreciate you. And come Sunday will be our final games. So we appreciate you, and we hope the relationship continue. So thank you very much, and that God keep blessing you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and let God keep blessing you. That was Mr. Alexander Cummings within Rwanda when he went there for the CEO International Conference. And he interacted with some Liberians there, young people who are hopeful that even if they went outside the country to get education, they want to be able to come home to work. And they want to trust that politicians, when they promise them something, they will keep the promise. And that's half of Liberia. Now, talking about keeping the promise in half of Liberia, let's go to our next talking point. Senator Darius DeLong. Senator Darius DeLong said that he found it difficult the few times the Liberians who, for some reason, can get a politician a chance. Let's hear him. Let's hear Senator DeLong.
Somebody had your number. They to your gate 6:30 in the morning. Then they say, Senator, at your gate. I'm not coming outside. Why? That number you having, the time you are coming from your you are sending message, say, I'm coming to York, can I see you or will I see you? You can't come to my gate. If you to my gate 6:30 in the morning, it means you got up early. It means you want to bed early. You don't know when I went to bed. You don't care about that. But you come to my house, you say, Senator, I'm right to your gate. You will stay there. That thing what the people making politicians with just shaking and trembling, everything 2029 coming, somebody or some group of people need to stand up to tell our people to their mindset to need to change.
The things are too funny to me. The things too funny. If you are listening, you are viewing a Primetime Conversation at LRB Feature TV, and we come to you live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. East Coast, and if you're in Liberia, we come on every Thursday at 7 p.m. Senator DeLong said, Senator Dillon said, you know, he can be sleeping. He gets your phone, he put up when he put phone the ear and say, oh, but Senator after your ghetto, he said, what's this like? He said, and I want to play that again one more time. Just listen one more time. Just listen one more time.
Somebody had your mama. They to your gate 6:30 in the morning. Then they say, Senator, at your gate. I'm not coming outside. Why? That number you having, the time you are coming from your house, you are sending messages, I'm coming to your, can I see you or will I see you? You can't come to my gate. If you to my gate 6:30 in the morning, it means you got up early. It means you want to bed early. You don't know when I went to bed. You don't care about that. But you come to my house, you say, Senator, I read to your gate. You'll stay there. That thing what the people making politicians with just shaking and trembling everything 2029 coming, somebody or some group of people need to stand up to tell our people to their mindset to need to change.
DeLon, the light. Now let me make something clear. DeLon is one of the best lawmakers we have in Liberia. I know some of you will disagree with me, but I think DeLon is one of the best lawmakers in Liberia. There, he's one of those who we can trust will do the right thing, and that's doing the right thing. But let us be frank here. You see, our oppo used to say the way you make the bed, how you lie on it, right? So in other words, the way you need people to get used to, excuse me, that what you get when the time comes. Now, let us make a few things clear. So when these politicians want the vote of Liberian people, they don't have special time they go to Liberian people. They can call them in the night, in the morning, they ring the balls, and anytime they want to ring it up, get a trainer doing all kind of things, all in the street, and, you know, moving campaign materials, putting my campaign material. So don't you get used to the fact that when Senator Dillon was trying to be senator, we don't want everything for him to get there. For example, we don't want motorcycles. We don't want help to buy campaign material. In fact, we printed our own T-shirts and things. We don't want to get campaign money to. and Senator Dillon had met. He said he never had money to run campaign. It was the ordinary people who sponsored a campaign, right? So these people who say this, the people who help you to get to where you are now, you didn't have get before, right? That makes something clear. You never had get before. They don't lay crate. You are breaking in. They never had get. They never have they never have fence, right? They don't. In fact, they couldn't get. They can be beginning to get better. They don't run with a pen in your hand. Yeah, they know, trying to encourage the community. A humble man, you can't vote for me. Get a pen in your hand. Running with a pen. LRB. So the beginner, when the beginner go all out, right? When the beginner have gone through the dirty water, the ups and the downs, when they're beating for you, like in CDCK, some people got killed in the process. Some of those boys then got killed by UP partisans who were campaigning against CDC at the time. Some of them got killed in Lofa. One person got killed on the freeway there. I think another person, not freeway, I think Sink also, another person got killed there. So these children go through a lot for the politicians, but they are poor. They are poor. Yeah, what the Pekin said when you were talking to communists, he said, some of us will believe that, you know, when you want the vote, you come to us. But when we put you there now, when you get in power, it appears that you can forget about us. You can forget all the promises. And so he raised that concern there. And it's the same thing that that the Pekin Fund happening right now. They say, but listen, when you think we don't have jobs, that somebody say they need jobs. You're not providing opportunity for the children to get jobs. The children graduating from universities, they're graduating from high school, graduating from colleges, technical vocational training program, no job. Everybody broke in the country. Even down the President Burger come and say, oh, we have created 70,000 jobs. We press them. They come and say, oh, the 70,000 jobs the president talking about, that wheelbarrow market ball, that water setter, that pimping rather than they bring that kind of fiasco lecture to the Liberian people. Then why you put it in the state of the national address, you get people 70,000 jobs. Then that kind of thing you call job, the people ain't got jobs. So because the people ain't got jobs, ain't got any means of sustenance, that they go to the very people who they see living large. You got big salaries, you riding fancy cars, Your house that never used to have fence before, now you finish buying new land, maybe multiple lands, you now build multiple houses. The new house you move in, I say became senator. The house now you build big fence around it, big gate. And I can remember when the poor brother said about Senator Dillon, you never had gate before, you never had fence before. Why you build gate, you build fence? He said, listen, now before I became senator, I was at a different level. I never needed a level of security I needed at this time. So fair enough. Because of my status in society now, I need security. And because I need security, I need fence. I need a better house that will match my portfolio in society. And now with that better house now, it comes with fence. Now better fence now come with gate. Now gate now come with security. Because I'm a senator. I'm involved in leading the country and I gotta be protected. Even though I said I will not take any expensive car, but now I will ride an expensive car because I was not there before. Now there now I know what it means. And you know that you need to be presentable when you're representing your people. So all the excuses were made now. The poor people come and say, Senator Dillon, after your ghetto, when I campaign time, that gate will be open. When I campaign time, that gate will be open 24/7. That gate will not close. Not only will that gate be open 24/7, even when I can say, oh, Senator, they don't hungry. So yeah, the kitchen open 24/7. You're cooking there. You're doing the talking. You're forcing you there. You go behind there, you go eat. And you want water. Oh, the kitchen open. And I'm a humble man. My whole house open. You can pass through the front. You go to the kitchen. You take water. You go drink. And how you be doing? But now, can't different is. Then you say they threaten you with 2029. It's a pattern. Now somebody stand up to them. Because that thing they can be doing. Everybody threatening our 2029. Threatening our 2029 will be trimming. So with me, you're trimming. You know you're doing wrong. When you're trimming, you know you're doing wrong. Now let me clarify something here. Liberia is harder today than it was the last 6 years. Liberia is harder today than it was the last 6 years. Harder today. Listen, Senator Dillon, you complain that somebody come to your door 6 o'clock. My own, I can get call and messages 2 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning. If I open my phone and show it to the screen now, I can show you multiple messages of people who need my help that I can even keep up with. Plenty messages every other second, every minute. Somebody asking for something. So now you give. Yes, you see a SendWave balance sheet. You surprised the kind of money you're giving out. To the place where the federal government was saying, they say for now, before you can send some more money in there, we'll give you limit. You can't send a certain limit every month now. They're restricting us. You can't send certain money after this amount. You can't send some more until the next month before you can send some more money again. That's something happening to some of us. Then and our own money, not private money. Then what's about y'all who get public money? The people money where they pay the taxes where they give to you. And then you complaining. Maybe that's why I would say to Senator Dillon, Senator, you one of the good senators in Liberia there. You one of the good legislators in Liberia there. I encourage you to one thing. If you continue like this, let me say it to you clearly. If you continue like this, you will lose vote in 2029. You will lose vote in 2029 if you continue like this. Because let me tell you why you lose vote. The people will not be concerned about the fact that you're trying to beat sense into them. Like you're saying, somebody got to beat sense into them. They are not looking at the fact that somebody got to beat sense to them. They are looking at the reality of their hard time, their hardship they're in, that the hardship they are looking at. They're not looking at your discomfort. Because for them, your discomfort that you need sleep cannot be compared to their discomfort that they don't have food on that table for that child in the house that are going to bed hungry. You sleeping and the child going to bed hungry. To them, the two discomfort does not match. They feel that their own discomfort is of higher significance than your own discomfort. That man who went to your gate that morning and said, Senator, I'm at your gate. Maybe he went because a child was going to take a final exam because school coming close and coming to take final exam. And they need that final school fee to be paid before that child can take that exam. They said, let me go to Senator Dillon. Maybe he can. I never asked him before. Let me go there. At least this time when I ask him, maybe he will say yes. Let me go there now and go ask him. The person can be that the person first time coming to beg you all of the other 50 people who came to you before. And you let that one person down. That one person you let down was the one person who may have come to you for the first time. All the other people have been coming to you before. They were not there. And the time the person came to you was so early because of the importance and the degree of the person need that make them to wake up that morning and say, you know what happened? This thing is so important to me. Let me go to the senator house sooner so that I will not miss him, because if I miss him, I will be in deep trouble if I can't solve this problem. So there are so many things that we play into that thing, Senator Dillon. So think about it carefully. Let me advise you. That's what you do, then I can do it too. I will test you. I see your request, but sorry, I cannot help you at this time because I have other issues that I've already dealt with, and I don't have the means right now. I beg you, maybe next time. They're good. You gotta beg them and say, I beg you, Jack. I beg you, let it one pass. And next time I will see what I can do. But right now, it's easy on me to be honest, be fair with the people, be fair to them. Now, if that call still on the call, be polite. So yeah, this is Senator Dillon. I received a call. Sarah. I know you at the gate, but even if I come outside right now, I don't have nothing to give because the person say yes, they come outside. God is security, come outside. I have constituents, I have people. Come outside. I'm with the pastor. I'm with the pastor work. You come outside, you public servant. Come outside to your people. Tell the person when I'm amazing. Tell the person to the gate because you get security. Bring the person inside on the porch, or maybe then inside on the porch. And, move your sleeping face from their counsel. I say, I hear you. But listen, I just even enter my house. It was around 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning when I enter. The time you came, it's not a good time. And besides, I don't have a lot of money to give you right now because how issue I just took care of. I beg you, give me time. Let me hear what is this emergency like? Do you have time that I can take to it? And at least say something. And even you will say no in a way that will not hurt you 2029 because Senator, they're not to be friend with you. I have to want you to remain in our Senate 2029. I pushed your line 2023. I traveled to Liberia. I went to my churches and I pushed your line. I didn't go in the church to run campaign there, but I get reason why you are a better candidate, right? For the role. And so for me, I think you are going to be losing face if you continue to respond like that in public. I think it was a slip, it was a mistake. Don't do that again, Senator Dillon. Don't do that again. Let me play what I'm talking about for those of you just joining. Here's what Senator Dillon said.
Somebody had your number. They to your gate 6:30 in the morning. Then they say, Senator, at your gate. I'm not coming outside. Why? That number you having, the time you are coming from your you are sending message, say, I'm coming to York, can I see you or will I see you? You can't come to my gate. If you to my gate 6:30 in the morning, it means you got up early. It means you want to bed early. You don't know when I went to bed. You don't care about that. But you come to my house, you say, Senator, I right to your gate. You will stay there. That thing what the people making politicians with just shaking and trembling everything 2029 coming, somebody or some group of people need to stand up to tell our people to their mindset to need to change.
Every time I listen to this, I can just laugh. Every time I listen to it, I can laugh. He said, I will not come outside. I will not come outside. No. I will not come. That thing will be doing telling for 2029. Oh, they will be trimming. Senator Dillon, let me advise you again. Don't do that again, my brother. Don't do that again. No way you do. And I'm going to tell you, you're in the district. You got district meetings, right? Call district town hall meeting. Call district town hall meeting. And then the scene where you're talking here now, if you're talking in the district town hall meeting, people will laugh. You will laugh. You will chat about it. It will not be as serious as it sounds right now. It will not be as demeaning as it sounds right now. The people are suffering. Senator Dillon, the people are suffering. And you know that. I know you know that. Right? I know you know that. I know you know the people are suffering, Senator Dillon. I know you know that hardship in the country has increased. I know you know that. And there are so many reasons for that. Petty business, not running like before. And even if the people got a small petty business, PCC, I mean, City Corporation, especially in that area there, they're chasing people taking the business from them. MCC, people in Central Monrovia area taking the business from there. Motorcycle picking who used to ride certain place to get the money can ride there. Keke men who used to ride certain place they can ride there. The men who want to do keke or motorcycle insurance, giving them hell. Unnecessary money on insurance that they can never get benefit for, giving them hell. You should have had to do a registration too high, giving them hell. other requirement for this and requirement for that too high, giving it here. Rate, US rate up, gas price up. I mean, the country is hard, Senator Dillon. I know it too because I told you I get a lot of requests myself. I try my best to do what I can do. The one I can't do, I said, look, sorry, I can't help at this time. I can't help at this time. Can you imagine somebody sending me requests for $1,000+ for graduation? Somebody sending me money for medical bill for over $300, $400 US. Somebody asking me for help to go do a college graduation with helping money. Somebody asking me for full money. Can you imagine? In Liberia, it's not easy. And I'm not telling you to say, I'm telling you saying that I personally going through. So yeah, do town hall meeting, express yourself in the town hall meeting, or sit for people, hear them out if you must, because that's what you are there for. And if possible, Senator Dillon, go the extra mile.
For better future, support Mr. Cummings.
For better future, support Mr. Cummings. This is the Primetime Conversation. You are viewing Primetime Conversation on what we call the LRB Future TV. We're supposed to be live on Kia Radio FM 95.9, but I'm hearing some challenges with our radio station in Liberia. If they are on, then good luck with that. But I don't see them online with us right now. But if they're on, if they're carrying us, then so good luck with that. And I pray that if you're hearing us, then thank you for joining us. But again, if you're on Primetime Conversation and you're on Kia Radio 95.9 FM, I want to say this today: we cannot do our scratch card call in because we are not on the radio. The scratch card called in, we don't have any contact with our producer in Liberia on the radio. And the contact for the radio that we're talking about to give you the scratch card, all those scratch cards are local numbers, all right? So we can give it the international callers. So then there's no need for me to call the numbers of the scratch cards. So I want to apologize to you and say, listen, as soon as we can get our technical issues settled with Kia Radio FM 95.9, the next time Primetime Conversation is up, you will have that opportunity. But before then, let me give you this a little bit of this music from Primetime Conversation. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Primetime Conversation, where the truth speaks and the people listen. From Cape Mountain to Maryland, from Nimba to Montserrat, the future calling Liberia. When the voices of the people start to rise, you can see the truth within their eyes. Too many years of struggle and pain, still the people dancing in the rain. But hope is growing in the land tonight. A new vision coming into sight. A servant leader walking with the crowd, speaking truth, humble but proud. This is Primetime Conversation, talking about the nation's transformation. From the villages to the city life, Liberia searching for what is right. Education for every girl and boy, healthcare bringing hope and joy. A stronger future we can see for every Liberian family. Hear the farmers calling from the field, waiting for the harvest that the land can yield. Technology knocking at the nation's door, young man ready to explore. Electric power shining through the night, security standing for what is right. The economy rising for everyone, a new chapter has begun. This is Primetime Conversation, voices of a rising generation. Agriculture
let me first of all say it's great to be back in Kigali after so very long. And it's wonderful to see how the country has developed over the many years since I've been here. But this Africa CEO Forum, the theme is about scaling, how Africa and Africans can work together to scale their businesses. And I think Liberia can learn two lessons. One, within the context of Liberia, we need to work together so we can scale within Liberia. And so that means working together as a people, businesses working together, government being supportive of the businesses and business environment and investing in businesses. So again, we can get scale, we can make our businesses bigger, they can have impact. The second way I think Liberia can benefit is by collaborating with other countries. So within the Mana River Union, for example, or within ECOWAS, for example, because then it expands the markets where Liberians can sell products that we produce, that we manufacture. So the concept of scaling, which is the theme of this forum, is something that can directly apply to our country. Scale within Liberia and scale across the sub-region and indeed across the continent.
So Mr. Cummings is talking about scaling. So what Mr. Cummings is talking about, he was attending the CEO Business Forum. It was an international forum conference where leaders go to speak, right? So he said, listen, one of the things we can do is that encourage businesses in Liberia to improve, to build up. But there's this trend in Liberia where the Liberian government is bent on giving major businesses or contracts to foreigners and not to Liberians. And those are things that Liberians can do. And not just that, some of the things that they're giving the foreigners to do are things that Liberians can do. One, two, they are things that are sensitive to Liberia. For instance, if you give Liberia Traffic Management, LTM, contract to print lesson plate, lesson driver license and things like that, to do the kind of work for Liberia, they got to have access to certain major information of the Liberian people. We call that personal identification information. Personal identification information, PIIs, right? So when you do that, you put information into foreign hands. And what happens is that even in America and other places, they protect the kind of information. People can abuse it. People can sell your information. People can steal your identity. And a lot of things can go wrong. So the particular case in point that I'm trying to bring up here is that the Transport Ministry used to print lessons, driver license, and do lesson plates. We never used to have any problem. We hear no noise in the country about whether they can do it or they able to do it. Now one day they came and complain and say, oh, we able to print lesson plate. Now one day they didn't come and say, oh, we able to print driver license. When it was time to get lesson plates, they were printing lesson plates. When it was time to get driver license, they were getting driver license. I think it was 100% perfect, but they were doing the job and was all never had any emergency with the issue in Liberia. And besides that, they were contributing to the national budget, and they had Liberians employed and working under them that get jobs to do. We're talking about create jobs. Mr. Cummings said in this video I just played, he said, when you see things like that, even if it's a private or public business, so when you see things like that, one thing I want to advise, bro, scale it up, which means make it stronger. Make it stronger. Because when you make it stronger, we can employ more people. If you make it stronger, productivity can increase, which means what you produce, you can produce more. And he even said, then when you start producing more, he said, then you can even start exporting your expertise or your product outside. I said expertise because sometimes you can sell knowledge, you can sell skills. You can sell physical things, maybe planting banana or arrow. You can sell skills. You know, in Liberia, you hear about consultancy, where you go to Ghana, you bring someone a man with idea to do project proposal or to do strategic plan, and then you pay for the idea you spend in the country. So yeah, if you develop skills in Liberia, those skills are transferable as well. Well, so he's saying, look, scale up, give people more money, get them access to more money to. If Liberians are trying something, he said, improve on what they're doing. Don't take it away from them, give it to foreigners. So when they talk lesson place production and the production of driver lessons, critical information like those, and we give it to foreigners. Next, then they come back now to hunt us. Those foreigners then too, they playing Koyokaya and Kuyukuyu. Maybe the initial capital they had to put in the economy, they went and faced things to bribe Gregory Coleman away, allegedly bribe Gregory Coleman away. In times when they get some picker then, some small political then, motorcycle then to make to post Alexander, not Alexander, but Gregory Coleman here way to get Gregory Coleman and some police motorcade into the motorcycle and be in President Boga motorcade. They'll be back. You get in some of them other kind of boss that hey. Then so now the force to get contract. Now we even getting allegedly so Gregory Coleman get hand in our business area, all kind of thing going on. The guys are not finished spending all the majority of the initial capital on running the deal to get a contract. Now they get a contract, didn't get presumably didn't get the money to do the first set of work. Then they come in to employ what they call in Liberia called D-hole cover hole. D-hole cover hole, that the whole hustle. They want to cover hole, D-hole to cover hole, that the whole hustle. So now what they do here now is that they face a substandard lesson plate. Very cheap substandard lesson plate. And a lot of Liberian people to pay the same amount they will pay for the standard lesson plate, for the high quality lesson plate. Here's a trick here now, right? So now that you give me the business, I got so to make lesson plate across the whole Liberia. Liberia got how many million? 5+ million people. Maybe we say many people who get car and driving cars and need to get lesson plate. Maybe all the vehicles running Liberia. Maybe our jet won't be technical. I say around 1 million cars in Liberia that need lesson plate, or 500,000 cars in Liberia that need lesson plate. So you take a cheap plate now that you maybe you sell for 125 up to 150 up to 75. You are all gonna need take that cheap plate that you to fix it. You maybe spend $25 out or maybe $50 out to fix a plate, but then you charge 150, 175 for the plate. Listen to the trick here now. By the time I collect that 500,000 money plate, 500,000 plate money for the cheap one, and I pay cheap to produce, collect all that money up to maybe 75,000, 750,000 plates, or maybe 1 million plates for cheap production for regular money. I pocket that one in my back pocket in the meantime, knock it, briefing, living there fresh. If I made my 100% money I collect from Liberian people on plates, on cheap plates, maybe I only spend 25% of that money to face the cheap plates. The balance 75% money now is the one that I spent to give the government to buy motorcycle and car, then to police car, and to get a girl money to get a contract. Now that I get a contract now, I get in the 25% to face cheap plate, give to the people, the balance 75% of the money that I took from them on the cheap plate. Then I'm going to invest in now to do the correct plates. But meantime, when I'm going to put the 75% of the money I took from the Liberian poor on the cheap plate to put in the business, I will still charge them for the new plate again with the same high amount of money. When I do that, my first 75% that I save from the cheap plate I made, plus the new 100% money I collect on the new place, that the correct place now, after I've finished everybody's salary, that 175% money in my pocket right there. If that 175% money in my pocket right there, if I take to maybe 75% of that 175% to face the correct plate now, I still level 100% profit. D-hole cover hole, that the whole hustle. D-hole cover hole, that the whole hustle. I face the cheap plate, collect 100% of the money, and spend 25% of the money to face the cheap plate. Keep the 75%. I come back now, when I finish making noise, I come and say your salary or everything, and they say, I'm going to face a good plate now. Time to face a good plate, my 75% money say now, a breathing. I charge a new 100% money for the plate. Bring 100% money for the plate. I added to my 75% money to the plate. 175% money in my pocket, breaking. I use 75% with 175% money in my pocket. I go face the correct plate now. The balance 100% of my profit. From there on now, every time I go do my own work now, I add that profit up. But the initial plate I said to the Liberian people, it was cheap, giving me additional money to go do the real work. What does that say to the country? It says that we are being duped. People playing for one now with the country. And when we do the kind of thing, at the end of the day, what happens is that it comes back to haunt the country. Then we start throwing blame. Oh, that CDC did it. Oh, no, that UP did it. So that year, doing the CDC did it, UP did it, that year. Watch the video. I swear a minute ago, I said that, bro, the president confused, the whole country confused. So when you don't do something correctly, what happens? So what the argument is about in our whole Senate argument right now? In our Senate, that whole argument is making. So see it like this. So you have a pregnant woman, right? The pregnant woman, she goes to the hospital. She said, oh, I'm pregnant, I need treatment. So the pregnant woman in Liberia in hard time, Liberia get problems. So, oh, I need care. Go to the hospital legislature. They put it that way, right? So the legislator now, who's going to be the doctor for the pregnant woman, she said, the 54th legislature arranged this deal through the CDC government. CDC government arranged a deal with LTN, Liberia Traffic Management, that group. They did all the deal, they put it together, right? Went to 54th legislature. What happened? CDC say, you know what happened? They think, oh, look at it, it's good for the country. Even if it's good for the country, we're looking 2 more nurses, man, we can go through with it. So they've been putting the foot down, they've been dragging the foot. At the time of dragging the foot, the pregnant woman in the hospital, the doctor in there now, that the CDC doctor in. The doctor in there, the CDC doctor in. Meantime, the CDC doctor in finished writing the script. You say, get a woman 1,000 cc Panadol, 1,000 cc of Panadol. Read the script, 1,000 cc. So the script sitting on there, the medication sitting on there. You have 1,000 cc. Then people arguing, oh, you give it to the woman will not be alright, it will hurt the woman, it will damage the woman, blah, blah. Arguing, it will hurt the woman. So while they're doing it, then another group of doctors outside the hospital, the pregnant woman Liberia now, she's in the hospital. The 54th, that the doctor in the hospital at the time, they making the note that legislature now. And the other government, CDC government. Oh, okay, but you know, we wrote the script here, we put everything there. In fact, the major data they all signed the script, but we cannot give the script to the pregnant woman because it will do it. The medication will hurt the woman. So back and forth. The data who not in the hospital here didn't get job here. They say now also the opposition now that UP people then now President Bogart then. Oh, LTM the bad deal. CTM the bad deal. Medtech the bad deal. Oh, the other one in a bad deal. They're croaking the Liberian people. They're not fair to the Liberian people. So they're making noise outside. You got to the data inside. The bad prescription for the Liberian people. It will help the pregnant woman. Meanwhile, Liberian and the pregnant woman, she just saying now she's waiting. The doctor in charge CDC at the time in the hospital finished writing the script. But they're scared to get the script because the medicine will help the pregnant woman. The other doctor in the outside, yeah, the bad script. Don't give it to the pregnant woman. So then the board chair, the board man who get the hospital, the chairholder, they don't get hospital like Greenport, and the shareholder don't get a hospital, say, you know, happy. They'll go vote and change the whole hospital staff. That put new staff in the hospital because the pregnant woman life is important. We want to leave all the data inside the hospital right now. The CDC data then the 54 legislature didn't correct that. Turn up from there. That put that so they put kick CDC outside, kick the 54th legislature. Majority then kick them outside. They put new legislator inside there. They call the 55th. They put new rescue government inside there. Think about it. I gave you a story. Now the pregnant woman now in the hospital now. That script stay on the data desert. The new data who said that script was bad and they can't in the hospital now. They see the script sign. What thing a good data will do? Who been saying, oh, the script a bad script. Don't get the script to the pregnant woman. The pregnant woman will suffer from it. Oh, it will help the pregnant woman. They saw the script. Then they did the same script. The same script that they say was bad. The same medication, the 1,000 milligram Panadol. They say it's going to be bad for that pregnant woman who shall be on. They say they did the same script. CTM, LTM, Medtech. They told the same script and pass it over to the pregnant woman. Say, carry it. The pregnant woman got the medication now. The pregnant woman stomach hurting. Then they can't argue now. The men who wrote the script and couldn't give it to the pregnant woman because they felt it was going to have the pregnant woman. They wrote the script, didn't give it. And the men who went and saw the script and said the script was bad from the day one, they say it was bad before they even got in the hospital. Now they're in the hospital and then they can rewrite that script. Didn't rewrite it. They can stop the script. Didn't stop it. They tell the script to get it to the pregnant woman signal, and then they have the argument. The other man said, you're the one who wrote the script the first time you signed it. The other man said, but we signed it, but we never get the script to the pregnant woman. You don't want to get a medication to the pregnant woman. You're keen, you saw the battery, you say what bad. You took it, instead of just destroying it, you're talking, I gave it to the pregnant woman, which is Liberia now. Yeah, the pregnant woman there now, she's suffering. So you're the one responsible. The other man said, no, who responsible? Yeah, he's responsible. So who responsible to you? Who responsible? I need that with Liberian people. The man who said, I tell the right thing, I will be you, but the man not you. Another man who said, don't be the woman. He said, don't be the woman, don't be the husband, a bad husband. Then you kick the man away. Then you marry the man who said, don't be the woman. Then the man tell the same right thing that your old husband having, and the man flog you away. Who you would prefer? The man who will say, I will be you, or the man who tell the right thing and flog you. Who responsible for the flogging? Who responsible for the pin? Let me play again. Let's hear then. You don't want to sign it. The other one say, yeah, but we signed it, but we did not implement it. You don't want to implement it and you know what wrong. So then who wrong? Yeah, again. Liberia is a funny country. So rescue, did not buy the medicine, but rescue decided to get a medicine to the pregnant woman and one better spot. But when a rescue said the medicine was bad, and then you take the medicine from the man who said bought the medicine was bad. But then you take the medicine and get to the pregnant woman, go to the medicine and the woman lose her pregnancy. Who responsible for the pregnancy? Look, Liberia is an interesting country. Look, we should stop playing with the country. And I hear somebody saying that, another senator saying that, oh, the contract was already signed. Yeah, Liberia has the power. The legislature has the power to nullify contracts if they find contracts or concessions to be in violation of the good of the Liberian people. If it does not serve the interest of the Liberian people, you can reject contract. You can review. You can review it. You can change it. You can cancel it if you want to cancel it and pay liability. If you have to pay liability. You remember when President Baka was firing 10 new officers, when the Supreme Court said you're supposed to fire the people because they had 10 new positions, get a job back. If you can't get a job back, pay them for the remaining months you owe them. And President Baka would take money from the government, public money, and pay people money for if they had 3 more years remaining, he paid them for 3 more years that they didn't say that in government for. Plus the new people that say that he appointed the office, he paid them to and paid the other old people that he moved from there, that he's able to move from there. So when they want money, they can find it to do what they want to do. Why they cannot do it now when it comes to the Liberian people? You did not sign CTM contract to begin with, but CTM contract was not enforced, it was on pause. Now you can't matter, you already said it was wrong. Why did you execute it? Why did you execute it? Then you want to say to them, we did not sign it, but yes, you executed it. You executed it, and you had the authority to review it and to not implement or go through with it. You got the power to do that. If they didn't have the power to do that, you'd not be saying it every time calling another concession company, calling Asada Meta and other people to kind of get in help when you want small change from them, and you can call and get in help. Threaten to close that deal down. What's about that one now? No. Primetime conversation. We come every Thursday 3 p.m. on the East Coast and in Liberia 7 p.m. and we'll bring you discussions pertaining to Liberia and what's happening in Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9. If our stations on in Liberia, will come on Kia Radio 95.9 for our local people in the diaspora on our live streams platforms. I want to say thank you again for being there, share the show. Now I got 2 more talking points, then I close the show for tonight. But before then, listen to this.
For a better future, support the Sabuni.
Now, Sheikh Kouyaté has been dismissed by President Boyka, and it's just this conversation is for our primetime conversation followers. I got to bring you up to speed. Sheikh Kouyaté has been dismissed by President Boyka. Now, who is Sheikh Kouyaté? Sheikh Kouyaté is ambassador at large for President Boyka. He is one of those who ran for president during the past 2023 elections. He did not win. He did not even get 1% of the vote, but his party gave his support to President Boyka and in the what they call the UP Alliance. And so President Boyka said he was doing a government of inclusion, so he gave those who supported him for the second round, he gave them some jobs. Like the famous Appeton, he made Appeton ambassador, he's saying all over the country, right? He made Kouyaté ambassador at large. Other people like who supported him also, he put in different forms of government opposition. Now, here's the thing, right? Sheikh Kouyaté is a firebrand. When we say firebrand, means he's charismatic, right? Charismatic also means he's hot kind of guy. He's a progressive kind of guy. He's a no-nonsense guy. He has his views, he has his opinion, and he's very opinionated. He expresses himself. He doesn't keep what he feels to himself. He feels that he got that Pan-African spirit. He feels like Africa, is not getting the right deal. Ain't no resources in our country not being properly, deal that out to foreigners, meaning we giving concessions out, and concessions are not in the best interest of Liberian people. He believes that when people come to negotiate contracts in Liberia, for our natural resources, whether that gold, rubber, or iron ore, diamond, he said that they don't get us our red share. He not only that, this guy is a mover. When I say mover, This guy ain't want to talk about money. In fact, he said, I won't be paid by the government. And what the letter he wrote, he said, I won't be paid by the government. But the guy is traveling all around. He's meeting other presidents, especially in Africa. He's meeting other presidents. He's meeting other top diplomats around the world. He said he mango your way through. And you know, you got a contact. He attending major conferences. And he making some major foreign policy statements and things around the world. And the last one he was on in one other major conference with European leaders, he said, you know, I mean, with boldness, you know, he said, and I want to say that Liberia and Africa, we have never gotten the fair share of our resources. In fact, when our people make deals in our country, our president and our leaders, they take envelope and they make bad deals for our people. From the very founding of Liberia, even in Africa, blah, 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 we have never got the rest share for our resources. That's the kind of guy he is. The kind of Julius Malema kind of Julius Malema kind of guy, the kind of guy like if you ever have a Patrick Malumba kind of guys, the kind of guys. I ain't know what they can talk fire brain. That the kind of guy he is. So United Party people been eyeing the guy, saying that the guy here with the guy going meeting foreign president all around, meeting major dignitary, attending some major conferences. The guy voice increasing. So we gotta find a way to get to this guy here and knock the guy down. Other than that, this guy will get relevance and become very important before 2029. He'll be handful. He'll definitely be handful. Because the man would have built networks around Africa. He would have gotten strong financial base and things for a campaign in 2029. Other guys, so we gotta get rid of the guy here. So they were finding a way to get rid of the guy. So luckily for them, the guy went on OKFM. On OKFM, Clarence Jackson show, the morning show, OKFM morning show. And talking one thing for another, he spoke in general terms. He said, look, you know, yeah, lawmakers and think they are corrupt. But who all know lawmakers ain't corrupt? Lawmakers ain't corrupt. We all know lawmakers ain't corrupt. Right? Then a second say that they tell each other, oh, you corrupt. The other man say, oh, you corrupt. The other guy, so they know they corrupt. And that's not a lie. Right? But to prove it, none of the thing. No, you see, corruption is one thing to say the person corrupt, is another thing to prove it. Let me tell you some of the corruption, some of the acts of corruption in Liberia in the legislature. These guys put money in the budget when the Liberian people don't even have money for themselves. They put a huge amount of money in the budget, and then they say, oh, it is the budget is a law. And because the budget is a law, it makes the money. Let me give you an example. The money they take for cars, exorbitant. Now, can lawmakers be getting $45,000 car and things like that for themselves after every 3 years or 2 years, according to them? After every 2 years, they get us another $45,000 cars and things like that. Get us many different kind of monies, all kind of different type of monies. Pay us heavy salaries. Students don't even have buses to go to school. Children can't even pay registration fees. You remember the latest report, World Bank said, oh, you know, Liberian children, a lot of them, they not finish school, the girls, but a lot of them not finish school because they couldn't pay fees. Simple fees. Even those who got free primary education in Liberia, but just the registration fee, all the little thing that they attach to the registration fee, public, after a private school, public school, drinking at 40. Now I see the Senate trying to pass a bill to drop all those fees, those registration fees in public school. I hope they can do it. That would be a good thing. So, because it's a firework brand, you people are looking for this guy, searching for this guy. Now the man come on OKFM and say, oh yeah, the legislators, and you know, are corrupt. The man say, oh, I think what I see in Mema Bridge. No, I already in the court, the man can explain. What do you mean? You mean bringing us to shame? Say we are corrupt. So, go ahead and come and explain. Meantime, the man on Facebook or on a platform and LinkedIn and things say, I will not apologize. I stand by what I say. In fact, I'm going to the legislature as a mirror. When they see me, they will see the reflection in it with me going there to stand by what he said. So before you could get there, President Boga called him. So my man, you go down there. That whole House of Representatives, I'm a House of Representatives. In fact, the speaker, I'm a region speaker. all the minute down there, the 49 minute under there, or 47 minute under there, we can pass things that can't even read 49 vote, but they can mango is the minute got 49 vote, they couldn't remove Fanatic over 49 votes because they didn't get 49 votes. That the 40 need to make some decision or override other friends. They didn't get 49 votes. Didn't get it. Even Fanatic Town didn't get it. The Yeka Koruba said they were doing 49 votes to get rid of Yeka Koruba. They say they didn't get that 49 vote. Didn't get it, which is a 2/3 of the House. Didn't get that 49 vote. Let me show you what I mean by that. Listen to this.
I'm speaking to my Unity Party brothers and sisters. You all need to stop what you're doing. There are people that came with the Unity Party. The president realized that they mean well. But somehow, some of you people in the Unity Party believes that every government job belongs to you. I'm telling you now. That somehow this person should not be over there because it's too strategic. Yeah, this is what you people are doing. That person is not supposed to be there. If you're not undermining them, are sending people to them, they are insulting them, they are tarnishing their reputation, they are undermining them. When 2029 comes, we want to make friends. I've been disrespected, cussed out for 2 years, insulted, lied upon, over and over, sabotage. I ain't ready to talk yet. I told you I ain't get no allotment since no third quarter, no fourth quarter to the procurement process. Another idiot they call Guyson Reed wrote something stupid because he doesn't understand. No wonder why Guyson Reed is stupid. He thinks I should go lobby with the budgetary committee. Over 400 million was added to the budget for 2026, from 800 million to 1.2 billion. That constitutes over 400 million added to the budget. Not a dime was given to LBS. The $45 million that was being pushed around again, we were told to wait. And at the end of the day, what happened? $0. Some individuals within the party will have to calm down a little. You did not win this election on your own. And the government may be a unity party government, but you need other people to work with you and to help you. And everybody that is not a UP person that has an institution is disrespected by your partisans, most of them, insulted on a daily basis. If you continue on this note, you will have problems in the future. It's politics. People came to help you. People are working with you. Respect them.
As per our rule in the Constitution, Article 38, that gave us the right to form our rules. There is something there for expelling or suspending lawmaker on cause. If that process is followed, I can vote again on about Koruba. But under this particular circumstances, whatever you see parading on Facebook, I'm going to town on Sunday evening after here. And by Monday, I'm going to be on the ground at Capitol Building. I'm going to follow up. If that is true, that listing was posted, I want to know who signed that. And that is something I'm going to follow up. So I'm saying to you that whatever you see on Facebook, I'm not seeing it. I'm here, so I don't know what is that. So I will say that is not me on the basis of that.
But have you signed any document relative to
Honorable Koruba? No.
I always say, forget about it, Pat.
So no, he said, have you signed a document concerning Yeka Koruba? No. Using fact saying, in fact, they want everybody in government to be pro-unity party. If you're not pro-unity party, they come after you. So they went after Yeka Koruba as well. They say, oh, Yeka Koruba said some things, so they say, blah, blah, blah. They tried to get rid of him. They didn't even have 49 votes. What I'm trying to say. And then they even faking votes to make 49 votes. They say when they couldn't get 49 for the Speaker Kofa and the plan failed, they had to come back and obey the Supreme Court. They see when Yeka Koruba, the plan failed. Now, coming to Kuyate, just demonstrate that President Burger owns that whole house. They can do anything they want to do. Whether they have 49 votes, they didn't get 49 votes. Anything President Burger wanted to do, they would do it. Anything. If the minister they were lying, President Burger would not tell them, say, y'all go investigate people, or let them go investigate them for fraud or for malpractice. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Nothing. Now, don't forget now, they get lawmakers, they get the law interpreter, the Supreme Court, and the judicial branch, and then they get a law executor. They won't execute the law, the executive branch as President Burger. If President Burger does not execute the law, nobody executed for them. Nobody executed. In other words, if those men at the Capitol building misbehaving, doing some bad things, doing some things that are not supposed to be done, the police will go there and defend them instead of bringing them to the law. They will shoot them to do anything they want to do, and nothing come out of it. Even Jada, Senator Jada, you saw talking the right now for against Jacob Koruba. You can get anything from here again. You can get anything about that failed vote. When Jacob Koruba complained to the Supreme Court and they left Jacob Koruba case and went and Justice in Chimba, Yusuf Kaba went totally different, talking about whether the House received a letter or not received a letter from the Supreme Court, and what they were discussing. You didn't talk anything about the due process that Jacob Koruba actually went there for. Zero. Up to now, anything you heard? No. The whole government is operating under President Bota. So President Bota called Shaq Koyate say go up and go down and go apologize to the people. They're my people. The guy went there, heavy-hearted, broken. He didn't even know how to start to say I apologize, but he tried all the way to try to spin it over the men and say you gotta apologize. Meanwhile, they record him so they can put on social media to embarrass him. And then they caught what they want to call to put on social media. Say, oh, they may apologize. So they break a win now. When they say in Liberia, say, we'll break a win. And they say, now they make it to again, they're under our control. So the guy came outside, he can't sleep. Anybody who really love Liberia, I hear President Bota and people they say, love Liberia, think Liberia better. They don't love Liberia, zero. They don't love Liberia, nothing. If you say you love Liberia, Meta, you say what's a bad deal, you give Meta a flying color, wow, you let it go. You say CDM was a bad deal, you can't let CDM go, bam, bad deal gone. Beer Mountain, bam, gone. Not only that Beer Mountain gone, but you use Beer Mountain and when they shield them against the people, all of the neglect and pollution in Beer Mountain, you shield Beer Mountain and carry gunmen there and kill people in Kinjaw in the name of Beer Mountain. You kill people in Kinjaw, you kill citizens in the name of Beer Mountain in Kinjaw. You don't love Liberia. You don't love the Liberian people. No, that's not true. That's a lie. President Bota, you don't love the Liberian people. But in addition to that, Essara Meta, nobody know what Essara Meta take from the country. Nobody know what I'm a benefit Essara Meta making beside what they tell Liberian people they're making. They're holding a secret to their chest. You still go and get Essara Meta another 25 years of agreement in the country. And you went there and campaigned for Essara Meta by saying, oh, I think the president, Essara Meta doing good. When people, as soon as you think about it, the people were there demonstrating for bad conditions at Essara Meta. Today, the Senate is arguing that Essara Meta can still not keep up its deals that it committed to the country on its agreement that is signed again for another 25 years. LTM, Liberia Traffic Management, was again an instant in the Senate right now because of bad deals again with the Liberian people. You let them go through. You say, oh, CDC, I know that you don't want to get it, the pregnant one, baby. The tablet to take is point the baby. Now again, he says the Liberian Traffic Management doing bad deal in the country. Saying on there, no, you don't love Liberia. So we have to say, we have to say, and say, no, the guy going back. His conscience cannot save him. His conscience cannot save him. He sat up for long and said, no, I got to talk. I got to speak out. No, I cannot allow that thing to go down like this in history. History will not judge me right if that thing go down like this in history. He came up and said, look, I stand by what I said, and I remain on what I said. I apologize for the misunderstanding in terms of how you portray what I said, but I stand by what I said. I hold my word. My word remain my word, and I will not go back on my word. They're usually going to say, you want to close people's mouth. You want to beat people down. Once they're not part of Unity Party and they're not saying what Unity Party wants to hear, you want to beat them down. But that's what I was saying. Check Kuyate. That's the reason why before you go to become a government of inclusion, you got to be aware of the political terrain. Number one, if you want to work in the regime, you cannot be the one to criticize the regime like that. It's fair game. If you want to be that critical, you got to stay on the outside. So maybe you want to try a lot, and then, it did not work. Well, you play your game, they play the game, and that's how it ended. I would have, if I were you, like I said the last time when I spoke on this issue, if I were you, I would have resigned rather than waiting for President Bota to dismiss me. I would have resigned, right? But you say you will not resign again. Maybe there's a way you can spin it again, that you did not resign because you are of good conscience. You did not do anything wrong that you think you should resign for. So if President Bota think he got the conscience to fire you, let him fire you. Then it shows who got the conscience of the country. So you got a better conscience. President Bota does not have a better conscience. President Boubacar does not have a better conscience, right? So I want to close on this last note. The issue with what my political leader, Alexander Cummings, wrote the LACC, asking LACC to investigate the Mana Royal UN project in Foya Lofa County, where we got the Guinean soya still there, and President Boubacar is doing nothing about it, and now everybody pretending the Guinean soils are not there anymore, which is very bad for our country. You cannot have foreign army on your soil and then you be pretending that nothing happening there for a reason that even lawmaker got wrongfully expelled, and you're pretending I can say nothing happening there, right? Wrong. So President Boubacar went and built a property in Foya using public money, but did not follow proper procedure. So ANC asked the LACC to look into that matter and investigate. LACC chair, Councillor Alexandra, has replied us and said, you know what? Okay, we'll look into it. We'll review and see if there's any merit. We are calling on Councillor Alexandra to go more than just review. Your review should be strong enough to go as far as to an investigation, because this case has more merits than majority of the cases that you have investigated already. This case has proof that the president admitted that the project started without his knowledge. This case has proof that public money was spent on this project. This case has proof that this money spent over between $6 to $10 million did not go through legislative approval. This case has no merit because the money spent on that property, the contractor that got that contract did not go through PPCC bidding. There was no bid for a contractor to get that project. This case has merit because it is alleged that the state-owned enterprises took public money without the public approval through the Senate and the House of Representatives and gave money to a project the president did not know about. All of these things put together is more weighty than some of the things that you have investigated already. So we want to say to you, please do the needful. Like Brian Mengen said, do the needful, investigate this matter, and let us know the end of this matter. Let us know who ordered that building to be built. And not only that, let us know who gave the money, the public money that the Liberian people did not approve for that property to be built. And let us have people account for that money that was spent. We are not saying the government already said the property for Liberia. So yeah, we know it already for Liberia. But we want to set the precedence that tomorrow people will not go and do the same thing again. Because who knows? They will say they spent $6 million on the project, but because they get the money not through the proper channel, it is possible that they may have spent more than what they spent because they were not properly accounting for the money, and the money was being spent through a source that was not under legitimate oversight. So that's how I want to end this show tonight. I want to say thank you for being there with us. We apologize we could not bring you our phone-in program from within Liberia. The radio station Kia Radio 95.9 was having some technical issues today, and so if they are getting me, I'm not following them right now because they are not tuned in. That I can see them tuned in. If I can see them right now, then I want to apologize for not but for not having the numbers for the scratch card calls. But anyway, if I call the numbers for the scratch card for you to call in, I would not be able to take a call because the calls are all local numbers calls. It has to be received in studio, and studio is not on the call on the live tonight. So I want to say thank you again for being with us on the show tonight. Before I leave you, I want to just bring you this clip from Alexander Cummings. It speaks back to the larger issues that has to do with what do we want for the young people. What does Mr. Cummings see that is important for the young people? And not only that, what does he see for the young people, but what does he think the young people deserve? Listen to Mr. Cummings, and right after that, I want to say have a nice night. And it was a pleasure having you today on Primetime Conversation, LIB Future TV, Kia Radio 95.9. Bless you. Have a blessed night.
Welcome to all of you. It's good to meet, young Liberians. You all represent the future of our country. We came here to attend the Africa CEO Forum. So it's a forum of many CEOs from around the continent. I'm glad that all of you are in school. Some of you are finishing. We want to create the right environment in Liberia so that, one, we can improve our schools, so you don't necessarily have to leave to come to school. It's not a bad thing to come to another country to go to school. It's a good thing. But I wish we had the quality of institutions that they have here, so that you don't have to do that. And most importantly, I wish the economy of Liberia was doing well, so you have jobs to go to.
And some of them they feel afraid. When they make you president, the usual thing will not be done. Yeah, the usual thing will not be done. The referral thing will be done always. So they feel like if we make Mr. Kumi president, our hand will be out of the, like the cookie jar. Will not be able to exploit the Liberia, will not be able to exploit our resources. Liberia rich when it comes to resources. If you just take the resources that are in Liberia and bring it to this country, Mr. Kumi, the country will be far ahead of other European countries. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, we have to use the resources that can be able to build our country. But our people sometimes they just misuse it, just mismanage it for their family, and then they just reach and then they just sit down. Sometimes we use a Bible, or sometimes there's something I can't when I say, well, why Liberia can be like this country? Why?
These people consist of students and professionals. Where I attended a diaspora return conference in Liberia, I had the opportunity to have met you.
Mm-hmm.
You took me as a child, as a son, and I want to appreciate you for the care. Also, during our communication, our conversation, you did promise the Liberia Community Rwanda financial support for our sports tournament, and you did fulfill your promise. I'd like to appreciate you. When we took power as a leadership, we promised the community that we not the community do sports activities. So now, as we speak, we have almost 6 to 7 chapters within the Liberia Community in Rwanda, and our chapter tournament is ongoing currently through your financial help. We want to appreciate you. And come Sunday will be our final games. So we appreciate you, and we hope the relationship continue. So thank you very much, and that God keep blessing you.
Thank you.
Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.